Yummy.
Hello, you're listening to The Game Grinder, the number one most scrumptious show in all of gaming. I'm Nick Barrio.
And I'm Peter Wade.
We're bringing you the greatest from the games industry.
Yes, as always.
Yes, let's dig in. I had a mic issue this week. My mic has died. It's up in heaven now.
Michael is
Mike
dead.
heaven. Michael, yes. R.I.P. Mike. Hopefully I get this fixed soon, but for now I'm using my cell phone, my cellular phone, to record this episode. So hopefully the quality is decent enough.
Rest in peace, Michael. Episode 1 to episode 2.
It was barely used. Blue, I believe that's the company name. Fix your products. I'll be reaching out to you soon. So, this week's games on the brain. What have you been playing, Peter?
I actually just played the Final Fantasy 7 demo that just came out yesterday, I think.
Or 2 days ago.
2 days ago. 2 days ago, my bad.
I played it too. Have a lot to say on it, but you go first because you've played the game before.
Yeah,
the original.
As someone who's a fan of the original game, it's really cool. Like, it's awesome to see all of the just all of the assets and everything updated in HD, and it looks so good.
Let me reach on over and get my water bottle. Didn't realize that was there. All right.
But yeah, no, it looks so good.
It does. The graphics are really good. They stand out to me. I played it on the Pro. You played it on the base PS4.
Yeah. And also,
watching you play it, I didn't notice too big of a difference from when I played it in 4K. The graphics are really nice. Let's see. The combat's great. It has a really good feel to it.
Yeah, I do like how.
And I really like the kind of rhythm you get from switching in between the characters. So if you haven't played the demo yet, it's up now. It's free on the PlayStation Store. I would recommend checking it out. You have access to 2 characters, Cloud and Barret, and the ATB system fills up as you attack enemies. Once it's full, you could use, you go into a sub-menu, time kind of slows down a lot. You could use abilities, items, magic, and then it depletes your meter until it builds up again. But you could freely switch between any of the party members. And it takes a little while. So if you use fire with Cloud, it'll take 5 to 10 seconds. When that's happening, you can switch to Barret, build up his ATB, use magic, switch back to Cloud, and so on. It keeps going back and forth.
Yeah.
I really liked that dynamic.
It's really cool. I like how they've not just taken like the base gameplay of Final Fantasy 7. It's actually like really its own kind of. It's like its own beast, which I like because I kind of like when remakes serve as like an alternative take on a game rather than just being like a direct like, oh, we improved the graffics.
Yeah, it certainly is nice that they're improving other aspects of the game. As someone who, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I wouldn't even say improve necessarily. It's just it plays completely differently, and it's like. I don't know. I like that because it's like, I feel like, I could still go back and play original Final Fantasy 7 and like it's kind of its own thing as well. And
if you're worried about like the nostalgia factor, if you're someone who hasn't played it, you will still have a good time playing this. I haven't played Final Fantasy 7 at all. It's a game I definitely need to get in and play one of these days. But the remake demo was fantastic. I enjoyed almost every part of it. I have some negative things I experienced. The overall like design of the areas was kind of a little outdated. It kind of felt like I was playing a PS3 game at some points. The Cloud has fast and fluid movement due to the combat. Yet there will be like tight squeezes you have to maneuver through, and Cloud will kind of like go into the wall. It'll take a couple tries to get through the little passage you're trying to go to. I had one moment with a ladder in the middle of an open area, and Cloud would just keep going past it because he moves too fast. It's hard to like focus in on that precise area to climb up. There's a moment where Wedge kind of walks away from the group and tells you to keep going. And I went to go talk to him, but it took like 20 seconds for the dialogue option to appear to click on and speak with him. So there's just a little bit of jank in the demo But I believe this demo has been done for a number of months, so maybe it'll be more polished in the final game.
Yeah. I actually wanted to bring up this kind of has to do with the base game, so you might not entirely get it, but one of my I don't know if it's really a complaint, but it's more of a concern.
Yeah.
Is, because the entirety of this part 1 of the remake takes place in Midgar. I have a feeling lighting might be an issue, whereas in Midgar is very dark, and that's Midgar, of course, but I just hope that the majority of areas aren't just really dark and it's hard to see things.
I mean, I didn't really have a problem with it in the demo.
I mean, I didn't really either, but it's just
you were playing it on a projector.
Yeah, it was harder to see because of the projector.
When you're playing it on a TV, it might be a little different.
Well, yeah, but I mean that it's not necessarily something that I struggled with the demo, but it's something that I hope they're able to keep add some color and make it interesting visually. Because the opening bombing mission, it doesn't look bad, but color wise, it felt a little bland to me. But that's kind of how it looks in the original. So But I think it's interesting that this is kind of an issue that I also have with the original game.
Okay.
Enough, because I mean, you've seen the original game.
I have.
Kind of the way that maps look in that game is they're drawn. They're not 3D environments.
And it is dark, because I have played through the opening bombing mission a few times, and the color palettes used are all very dark, and they kind of blend into each other. It's hard to see. Because
that's one of my biggest issues with the original Final Fantasy VII is sometimes it is hard to tell where you can go or not.
Yeah.
Because you're kind of a 3D model moving on.
Yeah, and there'll be a ladder, and you can't really tell if it's in the background or where you're supposed to be going. You walk up to it, can't do anything, keep going. Then there will be a ladder that looks identical, and you are supposed to go to that one.
Yeah.
So it's hard to differentiate.
Yeah, it's so much so that there is a button in the original game. If you hit select, I believe.
Yeah.
It shows you where loading zones are, so where you can walk to go to a new map, or where there's objects you can interact with, and there's even a little cursor above Cloud that tells you where he is, because sometimes he can get lost.
Wow.
And it's
so I think the remake will be a little better than that.
It'll be better than that, but
yeah,
just something I figured I'd throw out because I was thinking about it.
And the remake comes out in April, right?
April 10th, I believe.
April 10th, and we'll have coverage of it here at GameCubed on YouTube. If you're not listening to this on YouTube, check us out. Yep. And I believe, Peter, you'll be reviewing it, right? For the channel?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. I'm going to wait till after I play the original game, but I'm going to try and do that before it comes out, because it was a really fun demo. I enjoyed it quite a bit. Mm-hmm. Moving on, second game I've been playing this week is the one, the only, Patapon. So this originally came out on the PSP. It was a trilogy. And I've listened to Greg Miller just rant on and on and on and on about this on his shows over a variety of years. He's a big Patapon fan, and he convinced me to get into the series. At PAX East, we went to it last weekend, right? Yeah. There was a import vendor, and they had Patapon 1 for PS4, the remastered one, physically. And I'm a sucker for my physical games. This never came out in the US, so I got it. I started playing it. I gotta say, Patapon is a treat. It is addictive. It is fun. It is a blast. So Patapon is kind of a troop management game as you go through warfare. You have these little guys called the Patapons, and then there's one, I forget his exact name, but he has the flag, and they all rally around the flag guy, the flag Patapon. His name isn't Flagpon, oddly enough. And each button of the PS4 controller is a different sound. So you have Pata, Chaka, Pon, and Don, and then you combine them to unique combinations that are actions. So you have Pata, Pata, Patapon, which makes them move forward a little. Pon, Pon, Patapon, which makes them attack any enemies in range. Chaka, Chaka, Patapon, which makes them defend. And then right now I have a rain spell that's Don, 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 and it makes it start raining. really unique like premise, like combining these things. You have to strategically think while staying in rhythm. You'll get combos as you stay in the rhythm, on rhythm. And if you get your combo high enough, you'll go into fever mode and it will kind of turn into like disco music. They do more damage and they attack more. Just really fun and like addictive. Like I've been stuck, yet I've just been like grinding and replaying stages to get like better and rarer Patapons. So you can like upgrade the Patapons. They look different. They do more damage. They have different stats.
Yeah, I've never played a Patapon. I've never.
You should play a Patapon.
I should.
Yeah.
And I've never even heard of it before we went to PAX, and
it caught my eye.
Yeah,
I needed it.
Yeah, and Nick was like, "I'm looking for Patapon," and I'm like, "I don't know what that is." But it sounds cool.
Yeah, it's very fun, and you should all check it out. The first two are remastered on PS4.
I'll give it a try.
Yeah.
Sometime. Yeah, totally.
All right, you want to move us on to our next segment?
Yes.
Yes.
So our next segment, as always, weird and wacky tales from the deep, dark depths of the games industry.
It's deep. It's dark. It's the games industry.
It's got depths.
Yes.
Let's dive in. All right. Today's topic is piracy prevention in games, which, in case you don't know, game piracy is a thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's always been a thing, basically. People want video games for free. People want music for free. Piracy.
It's a big deal. Large companies have fallen due to piracy. The Dreamcast, Sega's last console, was so easy to pirate games for that you could just burn them onto a CD disc and play it.
Yeah.
Which I've done. I'll admit it. I've done it at this point. It doesn't even support Sega no matter what if you're buying used Dreamcast games these days.
That's true. But I just wanted to talk about some of the more interesting methods of piracy prevention, because there are a lot of games that do piracy prevention kind of things where they kind of like screw with you if
they're pretty funny too.
Yeah, if they like find, basically if the game detects that you're playing a pirated version, that they'll cause some like wacky effects. So
I know some of these, but not all of them. So you want to share?
Yeah.
Okay.
So probably the biggest one that's kind of notorious for it is Spyro 3 Year of the Dragon on the PS1.
Haven't played it.
Great game. Game. I love Spyro.
So is Patapon.
Maybe we'll do a little swaps.
Yeah.
But anyway, so Spyro 3 is kind of notorious that it actually had a very difficult to crack anti-piracy.
Crack.
Yes. But
don't do it. You'll get arrested.
Yeah, don't. But Spyro 3 has various like booby traps as essentially for if you pirate the games. So this can basically the way you know that you're playing a hacked version of the game is one of the characters, who's like this little fairy named Zoe, will literally like stop you in this one part, and she's like, "I'm sorry, Spyro, but you're playing a hacked version of this game."
In case they didn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like, informing them.
Yeah.
And what happens after that? Can you continue?
Yeah, you can continue. The game actually lets you play it, but
interesting.
But what's really interesting is the game basically it almost like injects itself with like it's like a virus that basically makes,
and it gets like weirder as you go on.
It gets very
I've seen
weird.
some stuff on that. Yeah.
So like certain items will become unobtainable. Like your main collectibles in that game are gems and dragon eggs.
Yeah.
And like sometimes they'll just be unobtainable. Like
is it possible to still complete the game?
I'll get to that. I will get to that. But sometimes if you go to a new level, like gems and eggs you got are just missing suddenly. If you're playing the European version of the game, the language will change at random, which I think is hilarious. But stuff like that. And the final kick in the teeth of this, to answer your question, is when you get to the final boss fight against the sorceress, it'll start off completely normal, but after a couple of seconds, the game will boot you out of the boss fight back to the first homeworld of the game, and all of your progress is erased.
Ouch.
Only once you get to the final boss. It's pretty devious, but yeah, Spyro 3 is like the king of anti-piracy. But I got some other interesting ones. So next on our list, Earthbound, one of my all-time favorite games.
Yeah. Also
has very interesting anti-piracy.
Mother 2.
Sure is. So the ones in Earthbound are like simple things where upon booting up, the game might just give you like a little warning telling you that you're playing a hacked game and piracy is against the law and that kind of stuff. There's kind of like a default message for that stuff for Super Nintendo games. And then the next thing that'll happen is it'll let you play the game, but the amount of enemies that appear on screen will be like insanely amplified.
Okay, so it's hard mode.
It's kind of hard mode where there's enemies everywhere. And
is there a speedrunning community for this?
We'll get to that because this game does a similar thing to Spyro 3, and we'll get to that. But yeah, there's like enemies everywhere, so the game's like super hard. And if you're familiar with Earthbound, you know that when there's like more than like 4 moving objects on the screen, the game lags because Earthbound has really bad lag issues when you're on like field maps. But
didn't they have like huge like programming issues in general? Like,
yes.
Didn't the game have to be like restarted from scratch after years of development?
That's because a lot of the people who worked, I don't know about that, but
didn't Iwata help too?
I think so.
Yeah.
But what I do know is that it was made by Earthbound was made by Ape, which I think
Ape
Incorporated, which I think later became Creatures.
It's because of the Ape. They didn't know how to code.
Yeah.
So they weren't human.
That's gotta be
They just wanted bananas.
Yeah, they said, ooh, banana.
Banana.
Which is really funny because there's an entire cave of Earthbound that's just filled with monkeys.
Is it a reference to ape? Or are they apes or are they just monkeys?
They're just like chimps, I think. But
missed opportunity on their part.
Oh well. But yeah. So that will screw you up because there's a lot more enemies. And then the last layer of protection is similar to Spyro 3. Once you get to the final room with the final boss, the game boots you back to the start and deletes all your data.
Always fun.
So rude.
It's part of the game. It's a feature.
Rude. Yeah. I mean, if you're playing it pirated, it sure is.
Mm-hmm.
So a couple other ones that I think are kind of fun. Game Dev Tycoon is a PC game where essentially you like act as a game development studio and you like make games and publish them and you get review scores and like you have to try and manage all of that.
Yeah, little game.
It's pretty cool. Yeah. I played it a little bit. But what's really funny is if the game detects that the copy you're playing is pirated, then none of your games that you make will sell at all, and you'll get like a little notice that says like, "Oh, none of your games sold because they're all being pirated." So like that's really funny. I love that.
Get right back at you.
Yeah, and we have a couple of Pokemon ones too. Also,
yeah, these are fun ones.
I do like.
I like these.
So actually, I'll save the one that I listed first for last. But
yeah.
In Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver, if it detects you're playing a pirated version, when you go into a trainer battle, there's this little animation where like the number of Pokemon you have shows up and these little spinning Pokeballs and like they'll never stop spinning and the game just like soft locks. And then in Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green,
the best one right here.
This is a real winner.
Yeah.
There's
it's a sailor by the SS Anne. Like when you try to get in, I think it's the guy who usually stops you if you don't have the ticket already.
So if they detect that you're playing a pirated version, the sailor says, "If you like this game, buy it or die."
Thanks, Pokemon.
Yeah, thanks, Pokemon. But hey.
I mean, I guess children wouldn't be pirating it, so.
Yeah.
That's okay.
That would probably scare a kid though. Like if if a kid gets like a bootleg cartridge, probably scare me when I was a kid.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. So that's anti-piracy for you. Yeah. It's a weird world. And now on to weekly news.
It's time for the news.
It sure is.
All right. So first up, we have a number of coronavirus concerns. Once again, this is a weekly impact that we face here in the games industry. I say that like I'm in it. So E3 2020 is moving ahead full speed despite coronavirus concerns. Ladies and gentlemen, these articles are taken from IGN. This is in response to GDC canceling. A growing number of exhibitors at GDC were slowly building up and up and up, announcing that they're all canceling. Growing concern was happening over whether or not GDC would continue with almost nothing and face concerns of people getting sick, or if they would cancel, and they canceled. If I get that article up, it is a very big deal because, let's see. Okay, it's postponed, not canceled, first of all. And I believe they said it's going to happen in the summer. That's when it's been postponed to. Here's the official statement from GDC. After close consultation with our partners in the game development industry and community around the world, we've made the difficult decision to postpone the Game Developers Conference this March. Having spent the past year preparing for the show with our advisory boards, speakers, exhibitors, and event partners, we're genuinely upset and disappointed not to be able to host you at this time. C. The statement goes on to indicate that the organizers fully intend to host a GDC event later in the summer. But this event may be cut down in scope or postponed again if coronavirus is still a bigger problem than it is today. So what do you think on this?
I mean, it makes sense.
It does.
It sucks, but
yeah, and it's affecting the industry in more ways than one, because you see this, and as a fan who likes to tune into these events, like, okay, well, we might not get some cool announcements that were planned, but I saw online that there are many developers that have been directly affected by this. Like, they're starting funds to support these developers. Like, if developers were already not doing too well and were hoping on GDC to get like their game funded or out there, these people may be out of jobs, may be low on money, like unable to live anymore.
Yeah.
So they're raising funds for this.
Yeah. You hate to
but
see it.
Other than that, I wish them the best of luck, these developers.
Totally.
And coronavirus hopefully dies down.
As always.
Okay, second piece of news. DuckTales Remastered is back on digital storefronts. This is on the Wii U, PS3, Xbox 360, and I believe Xbox One as well. This was taken down about a year ago, I want to say. It was released in 2013, and it was a remake of the original, I think. Or is it a new game entirely? Do you know? Are you familiar with this?
I think it's just a remaster of the original game. They might have added some new content to it, but I think like the core gameplay is more or less the same.
So bad news for all those collectors who went out buying the physical version when it was pulled from eShops. It's back.
Yeah. So did this game not come to PS4 and Switch?
No, the reason it's on Xbox One is the backwards compatibility.
Oh.
Yeah, it was like a last generation game.
Huh.
Castlevania Symphony of the Night is on mobile.
Ooh,
so
let me talk about this one.
Okay, go ahead.
So, first of all, this happened with the release of season 3 of the Castlevania Netflix series, which is great, by the way. Haven't watched season 3 yet, but season 1 or 2.
So how do you know it's great? You mean in general? I mean, show in general.
I mean, in general, seasons 1 and 2 are great.
Okay, cool. But season 3, we're not sure yet.
It's probably really good.
I've heard it's really good, but we can't say because we haven't watched it.
But you'll get an update on that because I will absolutely binge that in like 1 or 2 sittings. But so Symphony of the Night is on mobile, and here's a little information on it. In case you're somewhat familiar with Symphony of the Night, this version is based on the PSP version of the game, which has it's slightly different from the PS1 original, in which so like the dialogue was all redone because Symphony of the Night PS1 has like famously really cheesy dialogue that's like super. I love the cheesy dialogue. I honestly like it more than the proper like PSP dub and stuff.
Is it on iOS and Android?
It is. It is on both iOS and Android.
I thought I had heard it was only iOS for some reason.
No, I think it's on both. But
that's cool.
But it so if you're hoping to get the cheesy dialogue of the "you don't belong in this world," unfortunately, iOS port is not for you. But it's a great game.
How much is it?
I believe it's $3 only.
That's actually pretty good.
Very cheap.
Yeah.
Like surprisingly cheap for like Konami.
Yeah. And I think it has controller support too.
Oh. I honestly,
it might actually be decent.
I might check it out. Yeah. Symphony of the Night is one of my favorite games ever.
Still want it to come to Switch though.
I do. I want it on a video game console.
Maybe I'll get past my gripe of the upside down castle if I play it again on the Switch. It just bothers me. Why is that castle upside down?
I've beaten Symphony of the Night probably 50
Turn
times.
it right side up.
It is right side up. Then it goes upside down.
But I want it right side up the whole time.
Well, you can't please them all.
Hashtag right side up. Are you hashtag upside down, Peter?
I am upside down gang, unfortunately.
Well, there's a difference. Are you upside down gang or hashtag upside down? So I'm hashtag right side up, but I'm not right side up gang.
I'm hashtag upside down.
Okay, you don't want to be in a gang. It's dangerous.
You're right.
I'm just watching out for you, Peter.
Okay. Well, I appreciate it.
All right, we moving on?
We're moving on.
All right. So a new Star Wars game, Project Maverick, was leaked onto the PlayStation Network. This comes via a data miner, I believe. So, a Twitter bot, PSN releases, that looks through the data, and it found a listing created for the game on the European PSN. And it has a logo that shows like a Star Destroyer with some, let's see, deep dive into this. We have like a Star Destroyer, some lava. It seems like it might be on like Mustafar. A lot of pillars going into the sky. Maybe this is on Exegol. I don't know, but it looks cool. And there's some X-Wings flying towards it.
Yeah, dude.
I am down.
Star Wars.
Yes, I love Star Wars. You don't, but
I mean, I don't dislike it.
Yeah, you just haven't seen it.
It's, it's just one of those things.
Yeah.
That I've only seen the prequels and like The Last Jedi. So
there were a lot of famous like piloting Star Wars games. God bless you, Peter.
Thank you.
Back in the day, and there haven't been any for a while. There's a rumor going around that EA has a lower budget Star Wars game in production. Many speculate that this is that project. And if it's lower budget, I wonder if they'll also bring it to the Switch, if it can run on the Switch. Because I would dig a modern Star Wars game on the Switch.
Maybe. Mm-hmm. Have to wait and see. For also them to just announce it in general.
Yeah. So, big and surprising news. And the former God of War executive producer is now heading a Google Stadia dev team. Yeah.
Want to drop one of those for him because
her. I believe it's her. Let's see. Shannon Studstill. She's the new lead of a Google Stadia Games studio. Do we have a name for this studio? I don't know. It will focus on delivering exclusive games using new gameplay mechanics, creative ways to play together, and unique interaction models that we're just starting to explore. They're just starting to explore it. This is a quote. While we're not ready to share specific game plans yet, rest assured we are listening to what gamers want and adding our own Stadia twists to create new IP and experiences.
Can they add video games without oodles and oodles of lag, though.
Yeah, and this is a too bad situation for me. I only really like physical gaming. Stadia is a nothing, and I don't want that.
Stadia is also just kind of I don't know if it's improved. I really haven't,
I've seen that it's declined. Like, not in terms of performance, but in terms of interest and usage.
It's
basically dead at this point.
I've completely forgotten about
Stadia. I don't know a single person who uses Stadia, and I am a game design student. I don't know a single game design student who uses Stadia.
It's really
So good luck to you, Shannon, but you're kind of going into a dying field.
You are boarding a sinking ship. Yeah, you're boarding a ship that has sunk, honestly. It's like you found shipwreck on the bottom of the ocean, and you're like, this is a cool place to live. But hey, maybe it's still got a couple floaties in there.
And
have to wait and see.
Boarding a fantastic new ship with clear skies above it is Yumi Yang, the new head of Santa Monica Studios. That's it for this. I don't know much about Yumi Yang. They're a 19-year-old, they're a 19-year PlayStation veteran. So I bet they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Next up, there's a Last of Us TV show in the works at HBO. This is exciting news. People have thought for years, not just thought, I believe it was officially announced that a Last of Us movie was in production. It has now been canceled and officially moved to be completely a TV series. It will be produced by Sony and PlayStation Productions, and director Neil Druckmann will team up with Last of Us director Neil Druckmann is teaming up with the Chernobyl creator Craig Mazin, and Druckmann, let's see, what is his role? I gotta find this.
I believe he's the writer for Naughty Dog. He's like the head.
No, I know he's the head and the director of The Last of Us, but I mean on this specific show. Yeah, I'm looking through.
It's probably like a creative.
Yeah, what do you think of this? Talk while I find the info.
So I think this is really interesting. I don't know if I'd say necessarily I'm a big fan of The Last of Us as a game.
I still haven't played it. That's another one I gotta play.
I would recommend it for the story, for nothing else. I think the story is fantastic. It's really, really good. Not huge on the gameplay, but this show sounds really interesting. And we've seen like a rise of like really good video game media and TV shows and stuff. Recently, and people are showing that you can make good video game adaptations.
Yeah, and this seems like it might blow the others out of the water.
It's looking very promising.
In terms of live action, Castlevania seems to have done very well animated, but live action has been like usually average reviews, like for Sonic and Detective Pikachu.
Yeah.
But this seems like it might be some kind of mind-blowing, amazing experience.
Yeah. So I'm very interested to check it out.
And now, the final news story of the week. Something that both of us probably cannot have meaningful insight into. But it is interesting nonetheless. Kojima Productions is seemingly teasing a Silent Hill game in development. Which is really just weird because he split from Konami in a very dramatic way.
Oh, it's official?
They're teasing a Silent Hill game. So if it is revealed, it would have to be through Konami. He split with them. It seemed like there was a lot of drama between the two parties. It seemed like they would never work together again. So this is really weird. Let me go down to the tweet. So Kojima Productions sent out a tweet saying, "Sorry to be silent, everyone. I've been really busy lately. I think I can say more soon about what we are going to... ... And it stops. That's weird. Is there a full tweet? So I feel like that's not it. Okay, well,
very odd.
People point out, sorry to be silent, Silent Hills. Apparently, the picture associated with the tweet is he's holding a pencil that says pyramid on it for Pyramid Head. And he wrote next week on the pad of paper he's writing on. So maybe on next week's episode, if there is a next week episode, we are going on spring break. So we may not have an episode next week, but we'll try to get it out.
We'll
yeah. So maybe next week we'll have news on Kojima Productions' next game, which may or may not be related to Silent Hills.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, Peter, I got a question for you.
Do you?
Yes. Are you ready to hear it?
Can you come back in 3 minutes and ask it?
Okay. I'll be back.
All right.
I'm leaving, ladies and gentlemen. You'll still hear me because I'm bringing my mic with me, but Peter is gonna. Maybe I'll ask him a question in 3 minutes. He's gonna do a segment of his own for 3 minutes.
All right. So I don't want Nick to know about this one, but there's this NES game called Gimmick, and it's really, really good. And he doesn't want me to talk about it on the podcast. So keep this hush hush.
I know it hasn't been 3 minutes, but can I come back? I'm dying to talk about games.
I guess.
Okay.
What kind of games are we talking?
Board games.
We're talking board games?
No.
All
right. What's poppin', Peter?
What is poppin' with me? Let's see. Well, this is kind of a bit of a what's poppin' with Peter and Nick also.
Kinda.
Because we both went to Pax East this past
Pax East.
I have never been to a convention before, period. So this was a totally new experience for me, and it was really, really awesome.
So you enjoyed it?
I did.
Did you feel like a fish out of water?
Not too much.
No.
It felt, it was good.
Cool. Favorite part?
Favorite part. I think definitely one of the highlights for me is there was this indie game that had almost no. There was no line. People were.
Can I read your mind on this?
Yeah.
Is this game Panzer Paladin?
Yes, it is.
What a fantastic game!
It looks amazing. I mean, Nick was telling me about this game.
Yeah, I played it. I had gone on Friday and Sunday. Peter went on Sunday with me. I'd played it Friday. No line. I heard people say, I think I was in line to play Streets of Rage 4, and I heard people talking about what a great game it was. So I tried it out, and it blew me away. 8-bit visuals, very reminiscent of Shovel Knight style. I really liked it. Kind of like Mega Man and Shovel Knight if they had a baby. Because there's no projectiles really. It's more of a melee focused game. And then you switch between different weapons, and you have the power to you can hold down the bumpers to break a weapon, and it'll break apart and destroy every enemy on the screen, but then you don't have that weapon anymore.
Well, actually, all of the that's just one of the things that can happen when you break a weapon.
Oh, really?
The way it works is every weapon has a spell, and you can activate that spell by breaking. So, one of the spells,
that's more complex than I even.
Yeah, no, one of the spells is thunder that destroys all the enemies, but there's others that increase your weapon durability for a little while, increase your attack power for a bit, heal you, all these different effects that can happen, and it's
That's
a
awesome,
really sick concept.
It feels really good. There's a back step where you kind of moonwalk one step back, and it's fun to just mash that and go shoo, shoo, shoo.
Yeah, it's very Symphony of the Night-esque with the back dash.
Throughout. Oh, you can leave you're in a mech suit. You're in a big mech suit, and you can leave it to go charge it up and come back. Or if you lose all your health, which I don't think either of us did, your suit breaks. Throughout the stage, you see this Wendigo going around, and he seems like he's the big boss that they're preparing you to fight. And then when you get to the Wendigo, another boss comes in and kills him, and you have to fight the other boss.
Yeah,
it's really good experience. It's coming out this summer on PC and Switch.
Yes, and I'm really excited for it. Mm-hmm. We got to meet the developer of the game.
Yeah,
he was really cool.
He was.
I made sure to tell him that wow, I play a lot of video games, but this is really sick.
Yeah, he was a really nice guy too. Yeah, he was friendly.
He was super cool. He told us a bunch of stuff. We interviewed him a bit.
May or may not go up on the channel at this point.
May or may not.
We'll see.
But it was so cool.
Yeah.
It was really, really interesting.
All right.
I also bought a bunch of stuff at Pax East.
You bought stuff at a convention,
sure
a gaming
did.
convention?
I spent
Wow,
money.
me too. You have money?
Capitalism is everywhere.
Whoa.
But I got these two pins.
Go show the camera. Go stand right in front of the camera and show them. Here, hang on. I'll walk with you so they can hear you through my phone. No, they probably didn't hear that. Don't talk.
Okay.
Say it again.
Okay.
Okay, wait, come down a little. All right, say it, no more. You gotta like squat as far. Your face has to be in it. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Now show them your pins.
Okay. So I'm just gonna. So I got one.
If you get closer, it's focused.
All right. So I got one that's a little Amaterasu from Okami. I love Okami. Also got that signed by
Hideki Kamiya.
He was there doing signings.
And Atsushi Inuba.
That was really cool. And then I got a little Jiggy from Banjo-Kazooie, which that's a great game. If you never played it, it's real good.
So is Patapon.
Yes. All right, let's sit there.
Yeah. We're doing all kinds of fun things on the podcast today.
Today's episode is pretty wacky.
We get mobile today. We should have a podcast episode where we just walk around with the camcorder. First person podcast.
Ooh. New Frontier.
FPP.
Yeah. But, I got this stuff.
And I achieved my ultimate goal. Sorry to cut you off, but I thought I had to share this. So, the line for the Nintendo booth was outrageous. Throughout the whole show, the shop, the photo opportunities, and the demo for Animal Crossing, the lines were capped constantly. My one goal was to get a picture with the guy in the Tom Nook mascot outfit. And the line cap Nintendo dude kept telling me to come back in 15 minutes and he'd remember me and let me into the line. Every time I came back, he'd tell me to come back in 15 minutes. And I'd point out to him that he already told me that, and he would just laugh. So thank you, guy. But on Sunday, I was eagle-eyed, and I noticed Tom Nook from across the booth. He was slowly walking towards the exit. And I know there's this little tent behind the Nintendo booth where the mascot characters switch out from when they go on break. So I was already very close to him. So before the walkways got shut down so he could get through, I'm like, Peter, take this. I'm standing in front of him. And we got an excellent photo of me with a big old smile going like this.
Very interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm like a shark about to chomp. I'm like, to Tom Nook.
What a great picture.
Yeah, it's great. So I was very happy about that. I bought a lot of stuff too. I got a Get Smoked hat from Persona. I like wearing that.
It's a good hat.
I got a Mega 64 shirt. Like Mega 64, good channel. And cool t-shirt design. I wasn't expecting their designs to be as awesome as they were.
I saw those all. They were really, really good.
Shovel Knight jazz soundtrack, which I thought was like normal jazz and it's smooth jazz to fall asleep to. So bit of a letdown, but still nice.
It sounds
production quality. Honestly. Yeah. Also, it came with like a little booklet with like Shovel Knight stickers and comics. And of course, the best game ever as of right now. And on this day, like it'll probably be different in like a week from now, in my opinion. But Patapon.
You did buy that.
I did.
You did.
We met Hideki Kamiya and Atsushi Inaba. Hideki Kamiya is the famous director behind many Platinum games, and Atsushi Inaba is the CEO and producer on lots of games. So that was really cool. The first day I went on Friday, I didn't realize they would be there, and I had them sign a Subway gift card. And then on Sunday, we both had them sign our copies of Bayonetta 2 for the Switch. I brought my copy of Okami, had them sign it, and then you bought it off me so I could get a new Okami because he likes the game a lot more than I. I haven't played it yet.
I've never owned Okami physically, so
yeah. And then what did I get signed? I had Wonderful 101 for the Wii U signed.
And we both got Bayonetta 2 signed.
Yeah, so it was a cool experience. Awesome to meet them. I actually asked him to call me a bug because he calls people insects on Twitter, and he just kind of chuckled, but he wouldn't do it.
Hate to see it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Pax East, awesome.
Was a blast.
Can confirm.
All right, we have one weekly game release this week. It wasn't a great week for game releases, I guess.
Hey, that's how it be.
Yeah, this is on the PS4. It's Grand Blue Fantasy versus Take the Fight to New Heights on the PS4. Legendary fighting game studio Arc System Works and Cygames team up to bring the Grand Blue Fantasy universe to the home console in an action-packed, head-to-head fighter. Grand Blue Fantasy Versus features a colorful cast of their most popular crewmates, each with a unique fighting style that is easy to learn, but hard to master.
Yeah, so...
Are you going to get this?
Probably not. I'm not big on fighting games.
I saw that it got good reviews, but I haven't played Grand Blue Fantasy. I don't even think it came out here, which is funny. It's a very popular mobile game in Japan. There's an anime based on it, and there are other games coming out, but they keep bringing the other games and not the actual game.
I know that it's like a really good fighting game. Like it's really solid.
Oh yeah, it's from the creators of Dragon Ball FighterZ. I think it plays very similar too.
Yeah. So if you're a fan of anime fighting games, this is your week because there's nothing else.
Shout out to Brandon Supple. He really likes those. He's a weeb. I don't know if he's even aware of this podcast, but I'll use this as an excuse to get him to watch it. Yeah, you don't. You will now.
Okay.
I'm never going to introduce you to him. I'll always just talk about Brandon Supple and how he's a weeb.
All right, sounds good.
Yep.
I'm down.
Moving on, since that was a very short segment this week, to Wackware. Luckily, there are still some wacky games coming out.
Oh, man.
If you don't know the game, I looked through some of the weird game releases that came out digitally in the past week, and I read them along with their description to Peter. In each round, there are 2 games this week. It changes based on the week. We have 2 rounds this week. In each round, there are 2 games that are real and 1 that I made up. Peter has to try and guess which one is the one I made up. Are you ready, Peter?
I suppose.
All right. First up, Syrup in the Ultimate Suite. In a magical town, there lives a candy alchemist, Syrup, who one day discovers a candy golem in her basement. Where did she come from? Who could have made her? Go find out.
Okay, jeez. Guess I will. God.
Are you ready for the next one?
I am ready.
Avo Cuddle. Avo Ra and Avlin live on Avo Planet, a peaceful garden planet. They love each other, but sometimes they argue or do stupid things that hurt. The game starts with a peaceful view of the world breaks when we see the 2 Avos angry at each other. Avo Ra walks stomps to be alone and very sad. Then Avolin unfortunately gets kidnapped by a stranger in spaceship where Avo Ra starts his journey to search and free his true love. What do you think of that one?
What?
Yeah. That's Avo Cuddle.
Okay. Next.
Next? Are you sure you're ready? This next one is intense, dude.
I'm never sure, but hit me with it.
Puzzle Up. Calming puzzles will turn chaotic as you play. Use upgrade skills and unique abilities to push on to the next level. Featuring a skip option if a puzzle is too difficult and over 15 unique puzzles. Puzzle Up provides a calm and soothing puzzle experience.
Okay.
So your options are Syrup in the Ultimate Suite, Avo Cuddle, and Puzzle Up.
Okay. So here's my thought process, okay?
Yeah.
The Syrup game absolutely sounds like that could just be real.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound too far-fetched. I don't even know what to touch with that Avo game.
Avo Cuddle.
I don't like. All right, man. That's a game description.
Yeah.
But like, honestly, I don't know if like that is so bizarre.
Oh, and can I say, when I read that and it seemed like I was messing up, I was not messing up. It's written like that.
I feel like that's like. See, but now you're saying things that like sound like you want to throw me off of it. Because like Because puzzle it up sounds like okay.
It's puzzle up.
Yeah, whatever. I'm gonna like I don't know, the Avo game sounds too weird for even like you to make up, honestly.
Are you sure? I've done some weird things. Orangutango 2.
Okay, you could, but like this one's like weird, but I feel like it
can
could
we
be
just
real.
like pause this game for a minute?
Okay.
What do you think's a better rhythm game? Orangutango 2, Chimpany of the Night, or Patapon?
Based on the title, I would say Orangutango.
Okay. It's gonna happen, folks. Eventually we'll make it.
Eventually.
Alright, resume game.
Okay. I'm gonna say, against my better judgment, that Puzzle Up is the fake game.
You got it.
Yes.
This is one of the first times he got the first one.
Let's go.
And we only have 2 today, so will you get both of them? I doubt
I kind of want to, hold on, I want to, what's it called? Avo Cuddle?
Avo Cuddle. I think it's coming out on PS4, but it might have been Switch.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Man.
Like an avocado.
Millennials love their avocados. Okay.
All right, ready for round 2?
Let's go round 2.
Dude, stop. Dude, stop.
Dude, stop.
Dude, stop. Is a puzzle game where the main goal is to make everyone hate you. Play it, break it, abuse it, skip the tutorial, ignore tips and tricks in the loading menu, and most importantly, mute the narrator. For example, stop reading this paragraph and skip to the next one. Should I actually skip to the next one or keep reading? It's up to you.
I like to play against the rules. Keep reading.
You're still reading? Still looking here? And done? You've broken your first rule and annoyed us a little bit, and didn't even buy the game yet? Wow, you're talented. Have you considered quitting your job and doing this full time? Collect all rewards, unlock all achievements, and brag to your buddies that you've enraged some poor developer from a video game and made him scream at you just like in the trailer. Do your best, or worst, or both at once. Dude, stop.
What? Okay, next game.
Dog Battle, WW2. New Sky Battle Royale has arrived. Real dogfighting battle royale based on World War II. Be part of the Grand Sky Battle with warplanes such as Mustang, Spitfire, Messerschmitt, Zerosen. Customize the way you want with 40 people. You are the ruler of the sky.
All right.
Next. Pizza Raiders. The Pizza Tribe has long been harmonious in its ways, until the evil calzone crew invaded their land. Their toppings have been stolen, and their ovens have been converted to birth new calzones. Retake the sacred land of the Pizza Tribe and show those calzones you mean business.
Okay, so first of all, I was thinking,
dude.
I was thinking that I was like that one.
Dude, stop.
Totally fake. There's no way that that's real.
Dude.
But I'm gonna honestly say the World War II one sounds real enough. But I'm definitely
New Sky Battle Royale has arrived.
I like that it says Battle Royale twice.
Yeah.
That's very like convincing.
Real dogfighting Battle Royale.
Here's the thing: if you did make that up, that's very convincing to be real because of the Battle Royale trend.
Well, I mean, I do try to make it seem real. I do, like this week I've been choosing wacky ones and then putting in a normal one.
Maybe, but I'm gonna say that a game description wouldn't use the word birth in the way that they do. So I'm gonna say
birth
pizza
for
game.
Being converted to birth new calzones.
I'm gonna say
why wouldn't they use that?
I feel like that's something that you would put in. So I'm gonna say
Me?
pizza game is fake.
Is that your final
That is
answer?
my final answer.
Are you sure?
Yes.
All right, for the first time, you've won the whole thing.
Oh,
Peter got both games, Pizza Raiders and Puzzle Up. And I honestly thought you'd go for Dude Stop. Dude Stop really sounds like a game I would make.
Hold on, I want to look that up really quick.
Let's see what it's on. Is it on PS4 or Switch or both?
Like, yeah, that's just a real game. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Because at first I was definitely thinking that, but then I was like, But once you got to like pizza, was it Pizza Raiders?
Pizza Raiders.
I was like, Nick would definitely put the word birth in his like game description, like in that way. So, all right.
I guess I gotta refrain from using birth in my game descriptions.
I maybe.
All right.
But,
the big chunk, the moment you've been waiting for.
Can we just, like,
wait,
simmer with the
dude,
fact that I
stop.
But I got both of them right. This is a first.
Good job, Peter. You are the honorary champion.
What do I win?
You win a Minion sticker that will be put on your water bottle for everyone to see because you love Minions.
Awesome. I do love Baby
We should
Yoda.
review the Despicable Me DS game.
I'm down.
All right, the moment you've all been waiting for, the big chunk, is not happening. I'm hungry and I want to eat dinner, so we're gonna count PAX East as this week's big chunk. We already talked about that.
Do you want to just go over it vaguely?
No.
Okay. No big chunk.
No big chunk. We'll use this topic
no
another
big chunk.
time.
Only Minion water bottles.
Yeah. Hear ye. Repeat it.
Hear ye, hear ye.
He's our sound effects, dude. This day in gaming. Today, March 5th, 2001, we've been transported back in time. Conker's Bad Fur Day.
Go back in the time warp with me.
Woo, woo, woo.
All right, it's 2001. What's up?
Hey, welcome to GameStop. You want Conker's Bad Fur Day?
Yes, but not from GameStop because I don't like.
Oh wait, we're EB Games right now.
Oh, you're EB Games?
Because it's 2001.
All right, I'll buy Conker's Bad Fur Day from you. EB
All right.
Games. I'll do it just for you.
Do you want to power up Pro Rewards
Absolutely
membership?
not.
All right. So Conker's Bad Fur Day came out on this day. If you enjoyed that stupid skit we just did.
Because it's expensive. I don't.
You talk, because I've never played it.
I love Conker's Bad Fur Day. Mm-hmm. Gameplay wise, it's fairly janky. It's a little dated. I kind of I thrive in that environment though. So
I'm more of a Glover 2 man. Glover 2, look up Glover 2, when you're done listening to this, because it's crazy.
Just do a segment on a podcast about Glover 2.
Glover 2,
point, honestly. But anyway, Conker's Bad Fur Day is hilarious and it's weird and it feels like a game where developers were really just let's do whatever we want.
Yeah.
The last half of the game is just film references. And that's it. And it's so silly and dumb. And the whole game is silly and dumb and I love it. If you've never seen it, it was made by Rare, who made Banjo-Kazooie and those kind of games. So they made
Donkey Kong Country and Donkey Kong 64, Mickey's Speedway Racing.
That's also true. Forgot about that. But
Grabbed by the Ghoulies.
All right, I get it. Rareware makes games.
Connect Adventures.
Anyway. But it's sort of visually it kind
Sea of Thieves
is similar to Banjo-Kazooie and those kind of games.
Didn't it start off as a very
actually
it was Conker and the Seven Tails. It was a kid friendly game.
And it was kid friendly and then they're we already have a kid friendly game, so let's have the intro of it be that he gets drunk and he throws up on someone.
They have a lot of kid friendly games.
Yeah. But that's kind of the part of the appeal of Conker is that there are certain segments of the game where your mom could walk in and be like, oh, this is a nice game, but it's not. It's incredibly raunchy.
It's no Jet Force Gemini.
No.
Or GoldenEye 007 isn't a kid's game.
Well, yeah, but it's more kid friendly than Conker is.
Have you played Conker Reloaded?
I have not. I don't own an Xbox.
All right. I'm just trying to think of any Rare games I missed. Battletoads is a kid's game.
Technically.
Just on a mission to list all of them.
Yeah.
An annoying mission.
Yeah, but Conker, really cool game. The original still holds up. I'd say it's just no other game is like it.
And if you have an Xbox One, you can play it on the Rare Replay collection.
Yeah,
there.
Which I would recommend that over Live and Reloaded because it's more censored and I don't know. It doesn't. I don't like the art style of it as much and stuff. But
okay.
Right. That's
so. This has been. Oh, were you gonna say something?
I was just gonna say that's the cast.
That's the cast. This has been the Game Grinder Podcast, the number one most scrumptious podcast in all of gaming.
Eat it up.
I'm Nick Barrio. I've been here with Peter Wade. We've had an awesome time recording today, as always. Let's see. If you're listening to this on podcast services, check us out on YouTube as well. We have videos. Well, we will have videos at some point. Give us a subscribe, a thumbs up, leave a janky comment. Hit that notification bell. We're cool people.
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. That's it.